This is The Credibility Gap, the podcast about the hole our leaders have fallen into by not standing up for us and our rights as citizens, and how we can help them climb out. My name is Brita, and I'm your host. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you won't miss a single episode. First, I want to apologize that I am not posting the episode on Who is That Masked Man. We still need to do that one. As a matter of fact, the situation's getting worse, and I'll do it next time. But with the protests coming up this weekend, I thought this episode was more important. It's entitled, Come Bearing Gifts. But first, the road to autocracy. We're in it. We're on it. This week, the president has ordered National Guard around the governor's say-so and active duty military into Los Angeles, California. And today, the military have been given permission to detain American citizens and turn them over to law enforcement. This is not their job. They should not be there. They should not be doing this. There's nothing in the law that says this can happen. We're depending on the courts now to stand up for our Constitution and our rights, and to tell the president and his administration, you can't violate the law like that. There's something else I wanted to put on the road to autocracy. Oh, I know. Go to today, June the 12th, episode of IHIP News, IHIP News. It's the I've Had It podcast news. And look for the first episode posted today. And I mean, it's amazing. It's so funny. Someone has found a Craigslist ad advertising for seat fillers and extras to show up at the Trump birthday celebration in Washington, D.C., wearing red, white, and blue. Red hats will be provided. They will be paid. Somebody said maybe in crypto. I don't know. I hope that's not true. But anyway, it's hilarious. So go ahead and do that if you can. Now to get into our episode, Come Bearing Gifts. The protests in Los Angeles are going to be magnified by protests in other cities around the country, and I'm sure there's already guard and military being sent to those places. When the president authorized the National Guard, he didn't just authorize it for California. As a matter of fact, his executive order does not even mention California. He can only do it for the entire country. So if your state hasn't had the National Guard called up yet by the president, it may be next. There may also be active duty military called to your area. This is the most important thing I can say about these protests. Please be nonviolent. It's so important not to meet these law enforcement and military folks with any kind of resistance or violence. We have the right to protest. The No Kings protests are going to go on in most cities and a lot of smaller places in the country this weekend. We have that right guaranteed by the Constitution, that the people freely can protest to address their grievances. But please, non-violently. The other idea I had about this was to bring gifts. Bring something to give to the police or to the Guard or to the active duty military. Stop at the store on your way to the protest and get a couple of packages of cookies. Or go to a donut shop and ask them if they would donate 6 dozen donuts to the local police, because that's who you're going to give them to. And when you get to the protest, even if you can't walk straight up to these folks because they might consider that as provocative, even though you're holding out a donut or a cookie, go around to the side, outflank them. Leave the cookies if you can. Find out where their coffee break table is and leave those cookies. But bring them something and say to them, thank you for coming. I don't think we needed you here, but thank you for taking the time out of your life to obey the orders that were given to you and to come here. We really appreciate that you took the time to do that, to be here. We have to do something like this to gain the attention of the media and of the country and of the world. We don't have to meet resistance with resistance. We can actually meet it with gifts. I wish I could go to the protest this weekend. I've had some medical issues come up and I am physically not able to go. But those of you who do, I'm cheering you on. And I hope you'll stop and get something for these folks to take as a gift. That's all for this week. Thank you for listening. Again, please subscribe and hit the notifications button so you won't miss a single episode. And more importantly, this week than ever, please pass this podcast on to friends and people you know are going to go to these protests, to these marches, so they will know to bring gifts to the police, the National Guard, and the active duty military. Come bearing gifts. Thanks again for listening.